Brain surgery in Bali is not what I had planned when we boarded that plane in January, but life has a funny way of throwing you curveballs when you least expect it. My daughter went to bed with a fever one night and woke up paralyzed. It turns out she had this crazy infection that ultimately led to brain surgery in a foreign country. I was by myself with 2 kids, one of which was in ICU and the other was 9 and not allowed in. To say this was one of the hardest times of my life is a massive understatement. But life doesn't give you anything you can't handle, and one step at a time became my daily motto. It would have been so easy for me to spiral into all of the what ifs, and I needed to stay focused on what was in front of me and not worry about anything else. I handed my little girl over to God and surrendered to what I couldn't control. On the morning she was moved to ICU, I was shown images during a meditation of her walking off a plane returning to Canada totally fine. And I clung to those images knowing that she would be totally fine, even though our reality got a lot worse before it got better. I gave myself as much compassion as I could. I felt like I was failing both kids. I was stretched so thin and not able to be in 2 places at once. All I could do was show up each day, take one step at a time, and trust that we could handle all of the consequences of whatever transpired. We are now back home, and I got to witness that miracle of my daughter walking off the plane. That image that carried me through the darkest days actually came to life in front of me, and I'm so grateful. We are now dealing with the aftermath. There's major side effects from all of the meds my daughter was on. My son and I are just dealing with all of the emotions that were held together for so long and are finally coming out. It still boggles my mind that this happened to my perfectly healthy little girl. When I think back to how I was able to handle this pretty calm and steadily for the last couple months, I'm so grateful I said goodbye to my overwhelmed patterns years ago. That enabled me to stay grounded and steady throughout everything. I'm grateful for my relationship with my ex-husband because we've been able to navigate major medical decisions from across the globe and eventually in the same hospital room, dealing with insurance and doctors and major unexpected expenses. And I'm so grateful for all the work I've done learning to trust and cultivate my intuition over the years, because I knew my daughter would be okay, even when it got scary, and I trusted what I knew. I feel like this whole thing has just sidestepped us into a different reality, put us on a different path, and I don't know where that path is going. If you're going through major changes in your life, I want you to know that you are not alone. This is a ride, and if you are on that ride, hit that follow button and join me on this crazy adventure of life.